What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ascalon, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. This is part 2. I initially thought that this was going to be kind of a one-shot playthrough, but then when I got into the game last time, I discovered that there's a whole bunch of like training stuff you can do to learn how to, fly a plane. And then there's other things like challenges, and you can fly to like destinations around the globe. So I really wanted to continue making some videos of this series. Again, my focus is Resident Evil Village and then Scarlet Nexus, but from time to time, about maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks, I'll dive back in the flight simulator game, because I did have a lot of fun when I made the first video. It was way more than I expected. And again, I'm not big on flying games, so this was kind of refreshing, kind of cool. All right, without further ado though, because I'm starting to talk too much, let's go ahead and dive back into it. All right, so when we left off, I had started the flight training, and so I wanted to continue to go through the flight training because I did struggle. Wait, hold on, my computer popped up something, like my McAfee or whatever was scanning. Anyways, I got into the flight training and I did the basic handling, so I did everything there, but I only mastered 77%, I think, because I made some C's on some things. So I plan to go back in the future myself and go back through those, because I want that at 100%. I can't have it at 77%. But now we're going to go to takeoff and landing, which is the next tier. So hopefully by the end of this video, we'll get through all of those lessons, whatever they have here. Takeoff and landing. If they don't have a whole lot of lessons, then maybe we can get to the next one, which is VFR navigation. And then the final one is airliner training. But anyways, let's do takeoff and landing. See how many missions there are. Okay, there's 7. I think there was 8 of the first one. So now we're going to practice getting into the air and safely back down again. Oh man. So the previous video, I did everything in the air pretty much. I think the first one was on the ground, but all the training sessions took place when we were already up in the air, and a few of them were challenging. So let's do the first one here. Taxiing. Maneuver from parking space to the runway. Oh man. All right. One essential skill before flying in the sky is to taxi an aircraft. A training session dedicated to familiarize you with rolling and steering an aircraft on the ground. Use the rudder pedals to steer the aircraft. Control rolling speed with throttle and brakes. Taxi to the holding point of runway 21 and stop. All right, well, let's do it. We're gonna make mistakes, but I'm learning. Okay.
Let's take a moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power. In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right, unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet.
Really? Oh, wow.
Okay, ready?
That's gonna be different.
With the throttle idle, release your parking brake.
Okay, oh, by pressing left on the D-pad.
Okay. Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving.
I think I have to do that for A.
Go easy on your throttle. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. As you increase power, watch the tachometer and make sure to stay around 1000 RPM.
And there's so much to
Now
like
test
keep
the
up with.
Watch your speed. Good. Brakes checked. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
What? Seriously?
Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to see something really quick. Okay. All right.
See the crossing in front of us? Stop before it as if traffic was coming off the runway.
Wanted to try this view. I like the first person view though. All right, this is kind of different. Let's go back. This is a lot more fun, but it's harder to see though. See, here I can see and maybe control stuff a little bit better. Forget, how do I? I don't know how to move forward.
All right,
Oh well,
taxi
good
to
enough.
holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed.
I said to increase throttle to get moving, right? Okay, there we go. Let's lower the throttle a little bit.
Watch your speed. Watch your speed.
I'm trying to, lady. Hard to do it when you're saying "watch your speed" in my ear.
Watch your speed.
Oh gosh, she's
After
getting
the
on my
right
nerves.
turn, come to a stop before the hold short point and prep for takeoff. Watch your speed.
Oh gosh.
Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
Okay, how do I slow down? Man, flying a plane is tough. Again, I got nothing but respect for pilots. Let's see if this view can help me out a little bit. 'Cause I'll probably be alternating when I finally fly by myself between this view and the first person view. This first person view is pretty cool. See all the controls inside the plane. But this view, you can see more of the area around the plane. So that'll look cool when I'm like flying over like landmarks and stuff. I guess I'm going at a pretty good speed. She's not saying watch your speed. Watch your speed.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point and prep for takeoff.
Oh no 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 no.
Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
How do I slow down, lady? Help me out.
All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport near the head of runway 21.
Let me take a look at my
Stay
speed.
as close as possible to the taxiway center marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed.
Alright, why am I not taking off? Oh wait, no. What? Connection lost? What? That was odd. I have connections to the internet. Okay, why's my throttle not moving?
Watch your speed.
My throttle's not working. What
Watch
is?
your speed.
I think there's a glitch. Because the throttle was not working.
Watch your speed.
Like, I can't slow down or anything.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold. Unfortunately,
I don't know
one
what's
of your
going on.
wheels crossed out of the taxiway, marked by the yellow
See if it'll
line.
work this time.
And watch your speed.
There we go. Now my throttle's going in. That was weird. Last time it wasn't working right. I had to go in and manually do it.
Watch your speed.
That was odd. There's something weird going on with my internet. See it on my computer.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point and prep for takeoff.
Wait,
Unfortunately, one of your
Don't know how to
wheels
turn
crossed out
here.
of the taxiway.
it's hard. All right. So I got my internet back up and running. So let's try this again because it kicked me out of the game because apparently you have to have internet to play this game. So let's try this now. Okay, I'm about to test something out really quickly. I wonder what happens if I take my throttle all the way back down. So I need to go really slow to make this turn. I can slow back down later. Let's speed back up.
Watch your speed.
I know, lady. Oh gosh, slow down, slow down, slow down.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point and prep for takeoff.
Oh gosh.
Watch your speed.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go
Unfortunately, one of your wheels
slowly the
crossed
whole
out of
way.
the taxiway.
Throttle's not increasing. Oh, great. Why can't I select anything? What? Oh, my thing's right there. Oh, man.
Watch your speed.
Oh. It messed up again on me.
Wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
Okay, so if I hold down A when she's talking
All
to
right,
mess with the
taxi to
throttle,
holding
it
point
messes
Alpha
everything
1
up.
next.
So I gotta make sure I don't do
It's
that.
at the far end of the airport near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center marked by the yellow line.
All right, let's do this
and
time.
Watch your speed.
Why's the throttle not working? Yeah, the throttle is not working with A or B. This is so weird. This is driving me crazy. I do not like this one at all.
Watch your speed.
Trying to. Going off. No, 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 no. Stay, stay, stay.
Watch your speed.
Back on this. Oh, what? Why am I going out?
Unfortunately, one of your wheels
I do
crossed out
not
of the
like this
taxiway.
training session at all. Like,
All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next.
why is this
It's
not
at the
working
far end of the
properly?
airport near the head of runway
I heard this
21.
game has some glitches.
Stay as close as
Like, this is
possible
driving
to
me
the
crazy,
taxiway
though.
center marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed.
And I'm tired of hearing this over and over again. It's not working. The throttle not working. It says increase throttle A. There has to be something I'm doing wrong. Yeah, like the throttle will not move. Oh. I had the parking brake on. Oh my goodness, y'all. I thought it was a glitch. I want to go as slow as possible. I want to get this right because it's starting to get frustrating. Y'all just got to bear with me going really, really slow.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point and prep for takeoff.
Okay. Well, I hope I make it this time. Okay, going slow enough now. Just keep rolling, little plane. Keep rolling. Oh man, that come to a stop. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Why am I going that way? No, stop, stop.
Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the
I was so
taxiway.
close. I don't get why I started going that way.
All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the
This is
airport
frustrating.
near the head of runway 21.
I don't go all the way down yet with the throttle.
Watch your speed.
No, you watch your speed.
Watch your speed.
Yes.
Remain on the taxiway center line. You don't want to risk damaging the aircraft. The next challenge
It's hard
will
to
be
do.
keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
Man, this is tough. And I got a C, of course. You know what? Whatever. I got through it. I can replay that another time. Yeah, I struggled on that. Oh, wait, no. Let's go back to the training menu. Ooh, well, we got through that. All right. Oh, it says 7% mastered, even though I got a C on that. All right, take off. Line up and get airborne. Okie dokie. There's nothing like the thrill of taking flight, a training session dedicated to getting you off the ground. Taxi into position on the runway, which is hard. Accelerate to 55 kts, whatever that is, before pitching up to take off. Rotation. So I know I'm going to pull back on my, whatever that thing's called, rudder, I think. Maintain 75 kts while climbing to a safety altitude of 5,500 feet. Okay, let's fly. And possibly do horribly at it.
There's an old saying I like. A mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few
Isn't
key
hard,
points to
yeah, I'm
remember.
sure.
First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway, and to the left to make sure no other planes are approaching. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. Slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21.
Oh. Way off.
Not bad.
No, I got off that center line. I started off on it
Alright,
at first.
let's do this. Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Alright, here we go.
Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke.
Oh, yo, that's what that's called. Oh, hey.
You put your plane
Oh.
in a dangerous situation.
Went up too fast. Oh, man,
Alright,
I was
let's do
doing so
this.
good.
Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Okay. Alright, I think I got this. I just gotta be gentle on the yoke. I forgot about that.
Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
Oh, 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 those rudders, man, make you turn quickly. Oh gosh, I'm not on the center line. Get back.
Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke. Pull back on the yoke to take off. And we're airborne.
Okay.
Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway hit. You put your plane in a dangerous situation.
Do all that
Alright,
again.
let's do this. Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
She's got to explain stuff quicker, because how she explains it, I'm already in a dangerous situation.
And keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
I may go to first person view when I get in the air this time.
Pull back on the yoke to take. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Alright, let's do
I
this.
don't like
Apply
this.
full
I
power
don't
and
like
I'll walk
these
you through the
training
takeoff as we
exercises.
go.
This has been more frustrating than fun.
Use your rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
Yeah, lady, I'm tired of hearing that over and over again. Oh gosh. Ah! Get back on the center line.
Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke. Pull back on the end. We're airborne. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no. You put your plane in a dangerous situation.
Don't know what I'm
All
doing
right, let's do
here.
this. Apply full power and I'll line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. You put your plane in a dangerous situation.
I don't understand
All
this.
right, let's do this.
This is
Apply full
frustrating.
power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Lady?
Use your rudders to stay on the center line.
I thought the
Keep
compass
pushing
would help
power
me.
Until you reach 55 knots.
Am I supposed to keep going higher there, I guess, once I get to full takeoff?
Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke. You put your plane in a dangerous
See, like, how
situation.
did I do that? I barely
All right, let's do this.
went
Apply
anywhere.
full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
I may have to skip this one and come back to it later. Just to give you guys some more training sessions, because
Use your rudders
Man.
to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach
I'm tired of
55
hearing this
knots.
over and over again. I wish, like, this tutorial was a little simpler. Like,
Good.
I don't know what
Now
I'm
gently
doing.
pull back on the yoke. Pull back on the yoke to take off.
I'm trying to
And we're
do.
airborne.
Okay, now what I need to do.
Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots. You put your plane in a dangerous situation.
Alright, I'm
Alright,
I'm
let's
done
do
with this one. Nope. Let's go back to menu. I don't want to go back to the main menu. I'll go back to, oh yeah, here we go. Ridiculous. It's too much. Alright, skip that one. Dead stick landing. Focus on yoke to land. I skipped the other one. Yeah, I can. Alright. Sorry guys, that was just frustrating. In this training session, you will be placed in conditions that will allow you to focus on using the yoke only to land. Manage speed and glide path on the final approach. Flare the aircraft to touch down smoothly. Brake after landing to end the flight safely. This seems like this is going to be challenging as well.
For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
See, it like
To
drifted
flare
me
means to raise
away
the nose
from
of
it.
the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does.
Don't know what I'm doing here, lady. Gosh, that seems to be bad.
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to...
I knew that was coming. Okay. Man. Hey, don't ever get me to fly a plane. It will not happen. Oh my goodness, that was awful. Okay. I gotta get down to 65 knots. Okay, there we go.
Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When
I'm
you're
trying.
10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare
Starting to get away
means to
from it,
raise
too.
the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does.
I gotta straighten out. Like, is there a way to, like, straighten out? Like...
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now...
I don't like this.
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
She said that way too late.
Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Yeah, see, she's like saying stuff too late.
Well done.
Like, I had already touched
But
down
there's
before she
room
said
for
that.
improvement. Keep in mind that approaching
Man.
the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
You gotta be quicker, lady. At least I got through that one. I mean, I wish the second one, like with the takeoff, would do it like in stages. Like, show me how to, you know, get off the ground and then what I need to do in the air to start climbing up to whatever altitude or attitude or whatever I need to be at. Gotta be on that one. All right. Not terrible. Okay, let's see what the next one is. All right, landing without elevator. Focus on throttle for smooth approach. Said the last one sounded like fun and should be pretty challenging. This one may be worse. Actually did okay on the last one. In this training session, you will be placed in conditions that will allow you to focus on the throttle to manage the glide path on the final approach to land. Manage glide path on the final approach. Flare the aircraft to touch down smoothly. Brake after landing to end the flight safely. All right, let's fly. Hoping I can get through all of these before my time is up. It's the fourth one. I got it. Wait, what? 2 more? I thought it was only like 6. Oh, it might have been 7. I may have 3 more. Pretty sure once I start flying myself, it won't be this difficult. But I'm probably gonna crash and like come in like oddly when I'm landing and stuff, coming in hot, different things like that.
In this landing exercise, I want you to focus on staying on the glide path using the throttle only. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though,
A is to
always
increase
make
it.
soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate.
Stop talking, so I wonder. Next sore. I wonder, is she gonna actually tell me what I need to do ahead of time?
Now you can use the elevator to land.
Okay. It's the elevator. Like, you gotta tell me what to do, lady. Went in too hot.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose
Oh gosh, I
just
bounced.
above it.
Oh no, I took off again. Oh gosh.
Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Get back on the center line. Back on the center line. Hey, I may not be doing it perfectly, but I'm doing it. I bounced when I hit the runway. Aiming a little too hot.
You did well, but you can do better.
Thank you. That was like the first compliment she's given me today. Got another B. She might have given me one on the last activity, actually. Okay, flare. I don't understand what that means exactly, but when I did horribly on and bring it to a stop. Follow the glide slope I did okay on. Got nearly all of those points. Still need to go back to the takeoff one at some point. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there's 3 more. Alright, landing. Combine throttle and yoke to land safely. That's kind of what I was doing on this past one. Alright, what goes up must come down, obviously. In this training session, you will focus on the key techniques for successful landings. Manage speed and glide path on the final approach. Flare the aircraft to touch down smoothly. Brake after landing to end the flight safely.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
Obviously, because
Today,
you
you're
don't
in
want to land
charge
in
of bringing
pieces.
us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Alright, so far so good. That's usually said before I do something badly. Man, they started me really far away from the runway. Alright, focus. I got this. I want to stay in this view. I don't know, this view looks really cool. I mean, like, I'm struggling so much to like land these planes and complete these training sessions, and I'm missing out on this like wonderful view here. These like plateaued mountains in the background and stuff. Gotta take the time to appreciate nature. But it's hard to do that when you're trying to do all these things that they're asking you to do. Alright, we're getting closer and closer to the runway. Alright, what's my next step, lady? Align with the runway? I thought it was aligned with the runway. Why am I not aligned with the runway?
Reduce throttle to idle. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. That was excellent.
Oh, wow. Hey. Excellent. I got an A. I still bounced at the end there, though, but hey, I got an A. My first A today. And probably the only one. I'm so pessimistic about these training sessions. All the glide slope. Yeah, the flare thing I'm still struggling with. And then stop. I thought I did better than that with the stop, but I still got most of the points. I'll take my A. It ain't gotta be perfect. Because if people ride with me in the plane, they may bounce a little bit when I land. Taking off is hard, though. I need to go back and do that one. All right, downwind. Follow a traffic pattern to prepare for landing. I don't know if I like the sound of this. This training session covers the procedures to be performed from downwind leg to final approach. Once established in downwind along the runway 21 at 6,000 feet, Start to prepare for the landing by reducing the speed to 80 knots. I guess KTS is knots. And set 10 degrees of flaps. A good distance from the runway is a gliding distance. You can judge by seeing the runway from the cockpit at about half the strut under the wing. For all that means. When turning the base leg, reduce power and maintain the attitude to fly at 65 knots. When turning the final approach, keep maintaining 65 knots and follow the glide slope. Use power or flaps as required to adjust the slope. Then flare, land, and brake close to the runway center line. This sounds really complicated. Let's do it. I really want to see if I can get through this one and the next one before I call it quits.
Okay, we're currently flying on the downwind leg at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In downwind, you want to start preparing for landing. That means setting your speed and flaps configuration. Reduce speed to 80 knots. Maintain constant altitude and heading. The flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag. This extra lift allows flying at a lower airspeed. Flaps allow for smoother and shorter landings. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps, all while maintaining current altitude. We're gonna fly past the end of the runway here. Keep going until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left onto the base leg.
Oh.
Turn left onto the base leg. Try to maintain 1400 RPM. That'll also keep our speed around 65 knots. Keep an eye on the runway as we get ready for our final turn. Turn left onto final. Make your left turn onto final.
Okay. Doing it. Okay, almost there.
Make your left turn onto final.
I am, lady.
Keep a stabilized approach and prepare for landing.
Okay. Maintain 65 knots. Gosh. I'm too low. Oh gosh, I'm gonna crash. Yep. These activities are hard. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that one again. Let's look at the last one. And then we'll be out of time. First solo flight. Take your first solo flight. Ooh, let's do that one really quickly before we call it quits. Oh man, I'm going like in a circle. What? Oh gosh. You've trained for this. No, I haven't. Now it's time to show off your skills. Complete standard traffic pattern without assistance from the instructor. Take off and climb at 75 knots. This is going to be horrible. So I'm going to let you guys see me fail one time and then I'll probably be done until you reach 5,400 feet. Turn left to crosswind leg and climb to 6,000 feet while maintaining 75 knots. Once established in downwind leg, maintain the attitude to fly at 6,000 feet. Start to prepare for the landing by setting speed to 80 knots and extend 10 degrees of flaps. Enter base leg and prepare the aircraft for landing. When turning to final approach, keep maintaining 65 knots and follow the glide slope. Use power or flaps as required to adjust the slope. Oh, here we go. I didn't even perform the proper takeoff in the training, so I probably won't even be able to get in the air here. So I'll probably fail a lot sooner than I expect. All right.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground in radio contact if you need me.
Gonna watch me
But
die
something tells
probably,
me you
lady.
won't.
It tells
Your
me you
goal is to
won't.
complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember what we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be
No,
just fine.
I don't remember.
Good luck. See you on the other side.
Oh, take off. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. What am I doing now? Reach the end of upwind leg, which 55 or 5,700 feet. Oh gosh. Gotta be gentle on that yoke. Oh gosh. Hey, hey, plane. Okay, there we go. How do I get to 5,700 feet? I don't keep like I'm gonna do the air. Like, how do I get steady? The thing I need to work on. Like, I can't get up to 5,700 feet. I don't know what I'm doing. Too low. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, why am I going down?
You need to stay in the pattern for the sake of this exercise.
I don't know why my plane was going
Good
down all of
luck.
a sudden.
See you on the other side.
All right, we're gonna end it here. So that was part 2 of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And this episode was more frustrating than fun, I do have to say. Oh man, tough. Like, it's just so much to do, and I feel like the tutorials don't offer enough help. Like, they're quick to show you some things, but they kind of throw a lot at you at once. I wish they would take it more kind of like step by step. Like, all right, step 1, you got to learn how to do this. And let me practice doing that. And then step 2, you got to do this. Let me practice doing that. And then put together steps 1 and 2 and practice it. No, they're like, here's steps 1 through 8. Now put them all together and do this. Like, and they throw all 8 steps at you at once. So, anyways, I'm hoping I can go back and before the next video and go back through some of those tutorials and get them done so I can get better at that. So hopefully when I make part 3 and I do the third training, the third section of training flights, I guess, that I can not mess up as badly and be frustrated like I am right now. But anyways, hit that like button if you like what you saw, like my frustration. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Microsoft Flight Simulator. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more content. Got other video game playthroughs, got Disney videos, some taste test videos. So I got a variety of things on my channel. So hit that subscribe button if you're interested in that. I'm on social media as well, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Ascalon. You can follow me there. See additional things that may or may not pop up in my videos. But anyways, you guys take care. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.